So let's move on to the offensive side of the ball with the passing game.
Mm.
Interesting with the passing game. Mark, I want to start with you on this. I want to know what you have to say about this one.
Yeah, I they're I I hate to say it, but they're underperforming this year.
Yeah.
Uh
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes still an excellent quarterback, number one in touchdown to interception ratio. So that's an excellent stat for him. Fifth in QBR, 16th in completion percentage was kind of surprising to me.
Yeah.
Not sure what's going on there. Seventh in passing yards, 12th in yards per attempt, which is also surprising for Mahomes. And because of that, I have to give him a C plus.
Interesting. So I went with B plus
Okay.
because we haven't seen the creativity we have in 2018, 2019. Haven't seen that creativity. Obviously, coronavirus could play into that with the lack of off-season workouts and stuff like that. But I think it's just because they don't have to be so creative, and they've still shown the ability to get pass plays done when they need to. There was a 3rd and 12 in the Bills game that Pat Mahomes converted to Byron Pringle. They can still pass the ball when they need it done. And the defenses have really adjusted to that. The defenses have put 7 guys back there, making sure that Pat Mahomes and the passing game don't beat them deep. But I still think that they're able to get it done when they need to. We've seen some key drops. I think that's kind of one of the things that's bringing down the passing game is the drops we've seen from, Tyreek Hill's had drops to Marcus Robinson, Sammy Watkins, Nick Kaiser especially has had
Oh man.
several drops. So that's why I don't have it, at an A, but I have it at B plus. I might flip that down more to a B after kind of going through it in my head. But I did write down a B plus. I'll go with a B from the passing game.
Yeah, that's a good grade for him. Like we keep continuing to say, this is good news for the Chiefs that they're not hitting A's yet because
Yeah.
they can keep getting better as the season goes along. And like you said, some key drops happening there against the Raiders. There was one that probably should have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
Or set them up for a first down, at least where there was a pass interference. So there was a few things that have gone against the passing game, but yeah, I think there's room for improvement, and when they start clicking on all cylinders like they did in the playoffs last year, that's when you're going to see the stretch run when they can make that Super Bowl run.
So the last offensive category we have is the rushing attack. This kind of plays into the offensive line too. And I was starting to write this down. I was like, well, do we really want to go with the rushing game? But we can talk about the running backs instead of the rushing attack because I think the offensive line does play into it. I gave him a C plus. Like I said, the offensive line didn't do a great job run blocking in the first what was it? They did well in week 1 and then kind of struggled and found their way in Buffalo. And that was week 6. So they kind of had a lull right there. But I think that they've kind of had a roller coaster, right? They've week 1 was good, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire seemed to be not very effective, and then he's starting to kind of gain back up his effectiveness. And they've added Le'Veon Bell too, which I think naturally will up their grade a little bit. We saw him. His first touch was like 16 yards for the Chiefs, and he hadn't had a 16-yard carry in like a year for the Jets. So
Yeah,
that's promising to see. So I think a C plus is a good grade for this rushing attack.
I'm going a little bit higher than you for this one. I'm going to say B plus for the
Okay.
rushing attack because I was looking at some of the stats. They're sixth in total rushing yards in the NFL, which that's
Mm,
kind of surprising to me. I didn't know that
yeah.
that was the case before doing a little bit of research on that. Ninth in yards per carry, which that got me excited because the last couple of years they have not been great at yards per carry
Hmm.
with Damian Williams. I mean, he's shown up in big games, but he just hasn't been a great yards per carry guy.
Right.
Hits after contact. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has shown that he is superb at that. An excellent running back in that fashion, and I
Right.
know Le'Veon Bell has been really good at that in his career as well. I know he's only had one game to show it, but I was looking at the running backs. I think I sent you a link to it, but
Hmm.
in he's CEH is number one in yards, touchdowns, yards after contact, 10 plus rush yards, and missed tackles in the NFL out of all the rookie running backs.
Yeah.
So I'm giving
He's
him
been
a B
playing well.
plus.
Yeah, I think that's fair. We're right there. It's one of those things where they are on the uptick, and I do think that in a matter of weeks that they could be in the B's for me personally, just with the way that the offensive line is now playing and how they can use both Lev Bell and CEH.